points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. And his kick here is good. And that will cut the lead down to just 2. That will go down as a 15-play drive, and it results in 3 points. Some disappointment?
It's funny. We had our conference before the game with the offensive coordinator. What did he tell us? I just want every drive to end in a kick, right? An extra point, a punt, or a field goal. Well, in this case, I think it is a little bit of a disappointment because it did end in a kick, but that type of a drive should end in the end zone.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Watson going to get this one out wide. Allen Robinson, kiss him goodbye. Touchdown, Chicago. Allen Robinson, 75 yards. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. In one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They go play action now. Ryan. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. The former first-rounder Barkevious Mingo. And it'll be a 2nd and long. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. From the gun, Ryan. Man, he hits him in stride. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Julian Love picks it.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
We're set on 1st down. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. Geis, they'll try to run it. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal. At the 6.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by DeMonte Kazin. They'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They can't really bring sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. If that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback. And then no. Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 16 more on that one and another 1st down. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Nearly a disaster there on the check down, but they'll get it back.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
2nd and 10 now, Ryan. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Jackson picks it.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. From the gun, here's Brissett. Flushed out right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. They'll throw now on the final play. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So that PI call will give him one more play.
And it'll be an untimed play as well. Now the half will end after this one, unless there's another defensive penalty.
He's going to let it go again. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, it'll be Falcons football, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. Certainly not what they wanted out of the locker room here as they start defensively at the 40-yard line. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. This one caught by Ridley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
I know I'm one of those that overuses certain terms. And this one, explosive, is what we use for a lot of receivers. But that's Calvin Ridley. Nice catch there. And not only is he explosive, he's been very productive. Since being drafted in 2018, one of the top touch.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley, 49 yards. And now the Falcons are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game. Now Ryan leading the Falcons up to go for 2. Goes right side. And he's got it.
For Atlanta.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to make the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Brissett. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
Robinson.
Always thought Allen Robinson was a high flyer from his days at Penn State, and none of that has changed with the Chicago Bears. If you throw the ball out to the perimeter, if it's a 50-50 ball, more times than not, he's going to come down with it. And some say he was the victim of some subpar quarterback play last year. He didn't let that bother him at all. Stud 98 catches and over 1,000 yards receiving. Allen Robinson just goes out and plays hard each and every week.
Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by DeMonte Casey. And at the 30-yard line, that's where the return stops. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. The result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
8 yards.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Gurley. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
That's out to the left and complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. That time the conversion comes courtesy of the RPO.
And know what it did? It moved the sticks. Nice pickup on 3rd down. Even better decision.
Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 yards there, just like last play.
There's a run there by Todd Gurley. We all know he's looking to rebound from the least productive season of his career. And I think Atlanta presents him a great opportunity to do just that. They'll use him really well running it, as well as catching it out of the backfield.
Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
At the Bears' 24-yard line.
From the gun, Ryan. Pass incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Operating from the gun, Ryan. This is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Julio Jones with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Falcons have broken our tie. And it's up and good.
Makes the score Falcons 25, Bears 18. Younghoe Koo to kick off for Atlanta.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taken in the end zone. And Patterson will not return it. It comes out to the 25.
25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
First down, Brissett. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away. Incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Another carry now for Gurley. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Throwing again. Ryan, he's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And look at this. They get the turnover. It's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. A seismic shift in momentum here in the 4th quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Play action now, Brissett. Eluding the pressure right. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The 22 more yards there and another first down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Throwing again, Brissett on 2nd and 10. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Yes, folks, that was his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Buster Screen. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
1st and 10.
Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator, anything to slow this down, is my guys have to keep running back out. They may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more, but a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Brissett flush to his right. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Out of the gun, Geis. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
5-yard line.
Play fake, Brissett. Flushed out right. It is caught inside the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. The end result, 21 yards. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
Chicago.
A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. So what can the Bears do here as they'll go for 2? And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks.
I think we can figure out why they went for 2 there. One, make it a field goal difference if at all possible. They didn't get it. Now they've got to play some defense down the stretch.
Yeah, not much margin for error now for your D. They just have to get it into range. So just under 2 minutes to play, and this would figure to pretty much be your ball game right here. And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that one. They needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Roquan Smith, the Bears' leading tackler last season, makes the stop.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. And here's Hoffrichter now, the punter, as he sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bears will take over at their own 20. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases,
a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Looking downfield for Jones. This is caught inside the 15. And he's across for a late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game. We've seen these two, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, connect quite a few times over the years. It never gets old.
It never gets old. Well, maybe for the defense it does, but not for us who are watching it. And Julio, every time he steps on the field, you can just about mark him down for 100 yards. It's about his career average per game. But think about this. Getting in the end zone has always been a struggle for him. He gets the big yardage, but he doesn't get the touchdowns. Not this time. No matter how many people were kicked in coverage, he found a way to beat it.
Fielded in the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So,
a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. He's going to seal this victory as time runs out.
We dominate tonight. Today's final score.
We were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So for the Falcons, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Indianapolis Colts. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gautin. Thanks for watching, everyone.